Hi guys, good morning to everyone in the Philippines and good afternoon to everyone, good evening depending on where you are around the world. I just wanted to make this short video really just to thank all my dear Filipino friends for the sacrifices that you are making for all of us. You know, I know it's hard. I know it's hard being away from your loved ones back home in the Philippines. I know that many of you are absolutely thousands of miles away from your families. I know how difficult that is, and I know what a sacrifice that is. And I know you do it because you love your families very much. I know you do it because you want to provide the best care for your families and the best support for your loved ones. I really do hope and pray that leaving the Philippines and working abroad will one day be a choice and not a necessity. And I really do hope and believe that everybody's situation improves. I fully understand that due to this COVID-19 pandemic, there are many OFWs who are jobless right now and can no longer provide for their families. And I know this is a very difficult set of circumstances to be in, but I'd like to pay tribute to your bravery, to your sacrifice, to your heartfelt commitment to your loved ones. And I believe this is one of the fantastic traits and qualities of the Filipino people. You know, when people are back home in the Philippines, you know, they desire to provide a better life for their families. They desire to support their family, and this is what I think is such an incredible sacrifice. It's kind of very sad to hear so many stories of families who've been split up for many years. Many young people leave the Philippines and they work in the Middle East and in other countries, and they even miss seeing their parents grow old or their children grow up, and you know, that's so sad. But I know why they do it. It's to provide a better life and a better future for their loved ones. You know, I'm making this video because I really have been thinking about this a lot recently. I've been thinking about this overwhelming sense of duty that Filipinos have. And I think that's really to be admired. And, you know, what do I think makes the Filipino people unique? And that's their resilience, their hard work, their determination, their happy smiles. You know, so many people say the Philippines is a nation of smiles, and that's so true. You know, Filipinos brighten up any workplace. Not only do they brighten up the workplace by their positive attitude and their smiles, but of course they bring food too, and that's always a good thing. You know, I see so many stories where Filipinos have brought food for their colleagues, and you know, they share whatever they have, which I think is also absolutely amazing. You know, when Pinoys are away from the Philippines, you know, they may be working with other Filipinos in their workplace, and they become an extension of their family. And this is why I absolutely love the language, if you like, where Filipinos would call their older sisters or their older colleagues ate, meaning older sister. Even though they're not directly related, they would still refer to somebody older than them as their ate, and then of course to their older colleague who may be male, refer to him as kuya. And I think this is good because it instills a sense of family. It instills a sense of, how do I put this, a sense of being together, a sense of working together. You know, there are so many Filipinos right now working in the Middle East who are 3,000 miles away from their family, and you know, it's so hard. It's really hard, particularly at this time. But you know, I want to reach out to every single Filipino working in the Middle East. I want to say my love, my best wishes, my prayers. You know, I know that life can be tough, but you know, your sacrifices, I have no doubt, are being appreciated by your families back home. You know, it's really, really hard right now, but I know that so many people are praying for you, and they're praying for everything you're doing, and they're thanking you for your support for the country. I'd also like to pay tribute to every single Filipino around the world. Thank you for making the Philippines a better place. Thank you for taking care of your loved ones. Thank you for sending money back home to your families. You know, people need to understand that 6% of the gross domestic product, or the GDP of the Philippines, is through overseas remittances, and people should never forget that. It's the OFWs who are really helping to strengthen the economy. It's the OFWs who are really the shining light abroad, or the shining beacon abroad, that's promoting the Philippines in pretty much every single country on the earth. Wherever you go, to any country in the world, you will most likely see Filipino workers, and I think that's truly incredible. And to our healthcare workers, particularly our nurses, doctors, healthcare assistants, and any allied healthcare professional, I'd like to say thank you so much from the UK. Thank you for being there. Thank you for looking after us, for taking care of us, and indeed to all nurses and all healthcare workers in the NHS, I'd like to send my very best wishes. But you know, I just feel that you guys make such sacrifice. You guys give up so much. You know, some of you don't see your children being raised. Some of you don't see your parents getting old, and I know how hard that is. But please understand that I'm praying for you guys, and that I'm supporting you guys through prayer, and I'd like to reach out to all of you, and I'd like to thank you for those sacrifices. I'd like to thank you for that commitment, not only to the country but also to your families. You know, I remember when I did my first job many years ago, my colleague was Filipino, and he always used to bring food to work with him. He used to bring me to various parties, various events, to meet his family, and I just think that's truly incredible, and I remember that fondly. It just shows you, you know, every single Filipino working abroad is an ambassador for the Philippines. Every single Filipino working abroad is a living testament of the care, the sacrifices, and the dedication of the Filipino people. So I'd just like to send you all my very best wishes. I'd just like to thank you all for everything you're doing for the Philippines. Thank you very much for everything you're doing for your families. And yeah, thanks so much, guys, and very best wishes.